This is Disney's The Little Mermaid and The Sea Witch and the Sharks. When Ariel was a young mermaid, she loved exploring the ocean. The Little Mermaid knew every inch of the kingdom and all the best hiding spots. One day, she was playing hide and seek with her sisters, who soon grew tired of the game. The mermaids chased each other up toward the castle, but Ariel didn't follow. "There's a whole exciting ocean out there," Ariel said, peering beyond the coral reef at the edge of the kingdom. She smiled, thinking of all the new places to see. Then she swam to the other side of the reef. Ariel's father, King Triton, was on the castle balcony. He saw his youngest daughter swim beyond the coral reef. In a flash, he was by her side. "You know that you are not to go beyond the kingdom's borders?" he said, concerned. "I was just looking, Daddy," Ariel said. The king raised his powerful trident and lit up the dark, murky waters. Inches away, there was a hungry barracuda. "He was just looking too," King Triton told his daughter, "for a meal." The barracuda saw the king and turned away. "I can easily outswim a barracuda," Ariel protested. "That's not the point," her father said. "You need to stay within the kingdom. The ocean can be a dangerous place." Just then, the current grew stronger. "We must go back to the palace," the king ordered. "A storm is coming." The water swirled around Ariel and King Triton as they returned to the castle. The little mermaid had never seen the kingdom so dark. The storm raged on and on. "Where have you been?" Flounder the fish asked when he saw Ariel. The mermaid patted her friend's head. "Don't worry, Flounder. I was just exploring," she told them. Thunder rumbled above them. Ariel raced to her balcony to see what was happening. "Look, over there," she cried. Up at the surface, a ship had been hit by lightning. The sailors were scrambling to find their lifeboats. Before long, the empty ship sank to the ocean floor. Forgetting what her father had said, Ariel exclaimed, "Tomorrow we have to investigate the sunken ship." The next morning, the water was calm. King Triton asked everyone to stay away from the shipwreck. "Nothing of any good comes from the surface world," he said. Ariel was still curious, though. She grabbed her collecting bag and swam off. Flounder had to hurry to keep up with her. On the boat, Ariel found all sorts of treasures to put in her secret grotto. A silk glove, a wooden brush, a beautiful hand mirror, and ruby earrings. Just as she was about to leave, she saw another treasure. A music box. She turned the key and opened the lid. An enchanting melody played. As she listened to the music, Ariel didn't notice Flounder's worried expression. "Sharks!" Flounder shouted. The sharks were ripping a flag attached to the ship's mast. Flounder shuddered. "Come on, Ariel," he begged. "We have to get out of here." "Don't worry, Flounder," Ariel said bravely. She spotted a life preserver tied to the mast and untied the rope. As the raft shot up toward the surface, all four of the sharks clamped their jaws onto it. The sharks were too surprised to let go, and they were dragged all the way up, far away from the ship. "That was so cool," Flounder cried. Ariel picked up her bag of treasures. "Now, let's go home," she said. But they didn't get very far. A large shark swam in front of Ariel and Flounder. His name was Koba, and he was the leader of the sharks. "Swim home, Flounder!" Ariel yelled, pushing the fish toward safety. Then she quickly dove into the ship, hoping to hide from the angry Koba. But the huge shark crashed through the ship's wooden doorways as if they were made of seaweed. It only took seconds for Koba to trap Ariel in a corner. His large white teeth were dangerously close. Ariel gasped and dropped her collecting bag on the floor. The music box tumbled out. The key was still in the lock, so the box opened. Enchanting music began to play. The music put the shark in a trance. Ariel knew this was her chance to escape. She swam back to the castle as fast as she could. When the song ended, Koba was furious that the young mermaid had escaped. He slammed his tail around, destroying the ship. In a cave near the shipwreck, Ursula, the sea witch, saw what had happened. If she could control the powerful shark, the other sharks would follow him. No one would be able to stop her. Ursula slithered over to the wreck. With her long tentacles, she reached into the ship and turned the key of the music box again. The music started, and the shark immediately stopped moving. Ursula grinned. Soon she would rule the ocean. The next day, Ariel and Flounder heard a scream. They rushed to Ariel's window to see what was happening. Koba and the other sharks were swimming outside the palace. No shark had ever come this close to the kingdom. Ariel's father appeared. "If you come any closer, I will use my trident against you," he shouted. Just then, Ariel heard music. It was the music box from the ship. Koba went into a trance. He snatched the trident from King Triton's hand and swam away. Triton wanted to go after his trident, but he had to protect his people. The other sharks were still circling. "Imagine the power this trident will give me," Ursula cried, throwing her head back and laughing. As long as the music box was playing, the shark would do as she told him. There would be no stopping Ursula now. "You have done well, Koba," Ursula hissed. "Now we must visit King Triton again. His reign will soon be over, and mine is just beginning." Meanwhile, the sharks continued to circle the palace. "My father can't hold them off forever," Ariel told Flounder. "He needs his trident back." Ariel was about to go after Koba when she saw him swimming toward the palace with Ursula. The sea witch was holding Triton's trident. "Oh, Flounder," Ariel said, "Ursula is controlling the sharks with the music box I found. This is all my fault." Then she had an idea. "Flounder," she shouted, "I think I know how to save the kingdom from the sharks and Ursula." Ariel grabbed her collecting bag and dove out the window. "Ariel," Flounder called, "don't go." But the mermaid wanted to fix her mistake. She had to find Ursula. At that moment, she heard Ursula's cackling laugh. The sea witch pointed the trident at the mermaid. Ariel held up the mirror she had found at the shipwreck. A powerful zap hit the mirror and bounced straight back at Ursula. The evil sea witch wailed and dropped the trident. Ariel raced after it with a hypnotized cobra right on her tail. Ursula was so angry about the trident that she threw the music box. As it fell, the lid closed and the music stopped. Cobra snapped out of his spell. "No one will control me again," he roared as he crushed the box. Cobra swam up to Ariel. "You have saved me from that magical music," he whispered, "and from Ursula. Thank you." He called off the sharks circling the castle. Ariel returned the trident to her father. "I am so sorry," she said. "I never meant to cause all this trouble." "Your curiosity may have started this," the king said, "but your bravery has ended it." He smiled at his daughter. Harmony had been restored to the kingdom.